I suppose I've had my microphone muted this entire time. All right, so welcome to Grumps Grotto. One of these days I'll get this thing right. Anyway, we'll get started here in just a minute. So, in the meantime, I'm going to get a few things installed here for the other stream. All right, here we go. See what happens. Non-theistic Satanism, yes. Of course, I don't have everything set up because I overslept, so I got to load up the laptop as well. But that's normal. Yeah, everything is abnormal. Definitely abnormal, like my brain. Anyway. Hope we're all having a good time here, and we're going to have a few things. If you have any questions, I'll try to answer them. I may have a few guests tonight. It all depends. Well, J. Mike, you're out of luck. I don't defend my beliefs. People can agree with me or not. I don't care. But I do miss you, man. Miss you a lot. So an atheist myself, honestly. Why Satan? Because atheism is defined as answer to one question and one question alone: does God exist? We say no, God does not exist. Therefore, Satanism, on the other hand, has a guidelines for morals and a way of life, and I just happen to agree with them. Problems with that? I'm sorry. If you don't think I'm a true atheist, bite me. So, So, guest boxes are open. Just remember, this is live on YouTube and the clock. So I should call that the YT and the clock. That's what that means up there. So you must also be over 18 in order to come in the box. So looking for questions, comments, complaints, concerns. Bring it on. Take care, Jay. Take care, Mike. Ready for this tonight. Come on. Where's my fun? Keena Bellatrix, how you doing? Disturbed Weeb, nice to see you. I'm surviving, Bellatrix, I'm surviving. Three types of arguments for the existence of God. I can't remember the one arguments for the existence. Besides the Kalam cosmological argument. Welcome to Fun Reaper.
Good evening, sir.
And of course, I can't hear a damn thing.
How are you?
Why can't I hear anything?
Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3.
This stupid thing. All right, that's connected. We'll see if I slowed myself down.
Testing, testing.
If all else fails, try again, right? Let's disconnect this one. There we are. See, that's what happens when you have two devices hooked up to the same Bluetooth. I got you.
I have my headphones in. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, well, I didn't have. I had my device was hooked up to two different ones. Hopefully, I get this thing working. God. There's no such thing as an atheist in a foxhole? What do you mean there's no such thing as an atheist in a foxhole? That's one of the arguments against atheism. That's right. All right, am I still coming through? That's what I need to know. Aunt Jer, can you hear me? Who knows? We'll try this again.
Hi, how are you doing?
What's up, Mary Jane? I'm doing fine.
Good. So I just wanted to come up. I actually have a couple of questions. So just as a quick background, I guess, I don't really title myself with anything, but I grew up
Mm-hmm.
Southern Baptist, and then educated myself in my early 20s and realized that I'd been brainwashed my entire childhood. So I don't believe in anything. Um,
Okay.
my question is I've come across a lot of lives like yours, and I
Yeah.
don't really know, I guess, what a Satanist really believes in. Would you mind kind of like giving me the rundown?
Oh, the quick short. Basically, Satanists believe in themselves um, over anything. There is no deities involved. It's an Epicurean philosophy, so we get the most out of life. Um, is there anything that I need to get into a little deeper? We do have 11 rules of the earth, 9 satanic statements, and 9 satanic sins. They're kind of our guidelines.
Okay. So so you guys don't believe in any kind of deity. So you guys don't actually like worship the devil.
No,
Sorry, I know that that sounds I just don't have very
no,
much education in this.
those would be heretic Christians
Okay.
or a few other groups. There's a few groups that say there is a Satan, but I'm like, yeah, you're not a Satanist.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, I've like from the research that I have done, I see like a lot of like community activism and stuff like that. Um,
Okay, that one, the Satanic Temple, they are not Satanists either. They are a humanist organization using satanic tropes to get attention in the media.
oh, okay. Okay. Cool. Cool. Well, thank you. Yeah. I mean, I'm into very like dark things, I guess, like the way that I dress and stuff like that. So I wear a lot of um
So, kind of
like
emo or
satanic,
goth.
yeah, yeah, pretty much. And so like I've been called a Satanist a few times, but I've never really like sat down to do like the research. I've actually written an entire paper attempting to disprove Christianity. Um,
Mhm.
but I haven't really done any research into very many other like religions, I guess.
So, what would you say to Mary Jane Reaper?
I missed it. I just got in.
Oh yeah,
Now,
no
Mary
worries.
Jane is.
I was
Go ahead, Mary Jane.
okay. Yeah, no, I was just wanting to know a little bit more about what it means to be a Satanist.
Sure. So Satanism is an Epicurean philosophy based on rational self-interest, um, where we believe in indulgences. We also believe in rational indulgence too. We're not going to do things that are actually going to be harmful to us. We're not going to do things that are going to be counterproductive to the way we want to live our lives. We do not believe in higher powers. So being a Satanist is being your own highest power. It is not adhering to any spiritual overlord, sky daddy, whatever you want to call that. It's about being yourself unapologetically.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll have to do a little bit more research because it sounds like it does align. And I've been looking for like what term or something like that that I should kind of call myself. I don't really consider myself to be atheist either. Um, so I guess I just need to do a little bit more research, but I really do appreciate you guys taking the time to kind of explain it.
Well, best of luck on your on whatever spiritual journey you end up taking, even if it is one of rational self-interest. Just remember, at the end of the day, not everyone is a Satanist. Not everyone is meant to be a Satanist. Satanism is not for everyone. It is not a, you know, everyone come on in and be a Satanist. It doesn't, no. You're either a Satanist or you're not a Satanist. Now, you can align with a lot of the ideologies of Satanism, but it doesn't make you a Satanist.
Yeah, good to know.
Exactly.
Definitely. All right, perfect. Well, thank you so much, guys. Have a great rest of your evening.
You as well.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
So,
I went with the 15.
I'm still doing the stuff you don't like. So
That's all right. This has been sitting so long, I had to actually add some rocks to it.
Trying to read through some of the previous text things here. Hey, Voidling. Nice to see you.
Oh, you're live on YouTube too, right?
Yes.
Do you have a lot of things on YouTube as well, or more so on here?
More so on here. I've only got one other person right now watching on YouTube, and they're one of my mods.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure because I can open up my laptop and go on YouTube as well and answer those questions. But yeah no.
Well, I'll ask those out loud if I see any come across over there. So like 9 pages long. Okay. So if anybody has any questions, you can feel free to come up here. Just remember, you have to be over the age of 18, and this is being broadcast live on both streaming platforms.
I'm thinking I need to share to get some people in.
Yeah, I was kind of not all together here because I slept late.
No worries. I've just been jumping on different live feeds. Got interesting.
Any interesting discussions?
You could say so. Some stuff I'd really much rather stay away from. I like the ability to completely disassociate. Well, not. I don't even like using the term disassociating because that's apparently a medical term. Detaching myself from all emotion from the conversation, and I can argue any point of view and can argue the semantics, which I truly believe, as much as people don't like arguing semantics, that's the difference between understanding and having different points of view.
Yeah.
So it was interesting.
So okay, I'm gonna have to use the big screen because I can't read the little screen tonight.
I'm surprised you have it split up this way. Why don't you just have it as you're the main thing?
Because I'm me and I don't know what I'm doing. Switch.
There you go. See? There you go. Much better. Bigger screen.
Yeah, but then I'm down here in the middle of the text.
Well, that's your fault for setting up your background that way.
Yeah, well, like I said, I got up late. I couldn't do a new one. Full screen, buddy. Yeah, full screen. So if anybody else has any more questions.
Yeah, guys, do me a favor. Let's give this a share to anyone that may have questions about Satanism. And let's definitely hit those likes. Hit those likes, get those comments going. Let's get some people in here, and we can actually have a great conversation. This is why Grumpy and me and all the other Satanists on here do it, is for, well, one, content, two, to correct misconceptions, and to give actual truths about Satanism.
Hello there. How y'all doing?
Doing fine. If you're watching something on TV, you'll have to mute it while you're on.
Got it.
Just because I don't want to get a copyright strike.
Oh yeah, YouTube is nasty about that.
Yeah, it's a pain in the butt about it that way. I mean, I can't even play some of my sound bites because I'll get strikes.
Now you set up for monetization, because if you're not monetized, I don't think it matters as much.
It doesn't matter as much, but if they detect it, it will stop the stream.
Oh, that's annoying.
Yeah, it is. If my husband were to leave everybody, I'm sure he'd still have questions. Am I missing something, Voidling?
Maybe not all questions were answered?
No. Text me, Voidling.
Oh, the husband part? Oh, that part. Gotcha. Oh, that's your whole Discord stuff.
No, that's on another Discord.
Oh. Too many
So-
damn Discords.
But I'm broke as a joke. Yeah, don't worry about sending me gifts. I'm broke as all get out myself right now. Gifts are fine, but they're not expected.
Likes and shares, though, however, are required and
Yes.
expected and appreciated. Don't want your money, we want your reach.
Yeah, get some people in here. Like I said, send us to your friends, your enemies, your Christian friends that are like, huh?
You also don't have you don't have the Baphomet up here tonight. That gets people's attention. Lesser magic.
What can I do for you?
Hey there, gentlemen. How's it going?
How's it going?
Just fine.
You say unaffirmative, Satanist. What you mean by this?
Unaffiliated. It means I
Oh,
don't
man,
belong
you know,
to any organization.
Oh, unaffiliated Satanist.
Yeah. So I don't belong to any of the organizations that are formal.
Oh,
I'm
so
an
you saying like
independent
you
Satanist.
so you don't agree with it with Satanists is what you're saying?
No, I agree with the Satanists. It's just that I don't agree with joining an organization. Church of Satan would be the ones I agree with, not the other cosplayers.
Though.
Hmm?
Why is
Try that
that
again?
though? With
I'm
you,
sorry.
why is that though with you with the Satanist stuff though?
What is it with the Satanist stuff?
Why is it that you-
Because I'm the opposer and the adversary of organized religions.
Because Satanism philosophy makes the most sense to us. Why is anybody any religion? Because that's what they resonate with.
So what do you get out of Satanists though? Like the devil though? What
There's nothing I get out of the devil. The devil doesn't exist.
I am the devil.
So God,
for all
so
intents
God
and
don't
purposes.
exist. So God don't exist.
Correct.
Nope, God doesn't exist either. Satanism is an atheistic religion and philosophy.
So if God not real and the devil not real, then how do we all get here then as us people?
Do we need to have a creator that put us here?
Something in the air? Did you just say something in the air?
No, I said, why do we have to have a definitive answer? What does it matter? As long as we're here, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, because I really wonder how I'm here. And my whole life, I always, had my vision set with God. And to hear, people speak of there is no God and there is no devil, then who created humanity? Because my 32
Well, you see,
years
that's
of living.
that's where I don't need that anymore, because I'm like, all the things that I've done, I've been around on this planet for 50 years myself, spent 30 years trying to say God exists. And I was like, it all leads down to one thing. All the gods are the same. They're created out of a man's mind.
Man created God.
And as far as
You mean
why
like
am I
far as
here?
like
Because I'm here.
fictional, make it like that what you mean by man creating God? Like
Yeah.
coming up with
man,
a fictional idea.
Yes.
man created the concept of God. Man created the idea of God. Man created religion.
I thought God himself is the one who created all this.
Well, that's your indoctrination. If that's
What
the way you
created God?
feel, though, it's perfectly fine with me, but don't expect me to agree with it.
I understand. I ain't, we could agree to disagree, but I don't.
If it
I
makes
don't.
your life easier for you to have somebody to be in charge of you from an external source, that's perfectly fine. For me, I don't need to have a scapegoat to blame for things. I don't need to have guidance from upon high to know whether I'm doing something right or wrong.
Okay. So you know what you're doing and you living in what you believe.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because I take responsibility for what I do.
Oh wow, man, y'all really sharing some little knowledge with me right now tonight, though, man. Like I ain't never looked at things from that field, that playing field, or even that vision, because dang, man, that's deep, man. Because like that just made me realize that just made me think of what I should be doing now. Because see, I was thinking of annihilating people in the world, but I felt like that was a bad thing. And okay, God gonna handle all things and this, that, and the third. But listening to your logic of there's no God and there's no devil, and you yourself as an individual make yourself as like you calling yourself your own God and making your own choices, decision of what you're doing in life, and you willing to deal with the consequences of the outcome. That's very deep to me.
Everything you do has consequences, whether they're positive consequences or negative consequences. There are still consequences for every action. When we, as man, take responsibility for our actions and we remove the idea of a scapegoat or someone to give praise to for our actions, we hold ourselves accountable. We become our most powerful, we become our highest power.
Yeah, man, hearing that, man, that just, that just struck something inside of me, man. Like, I think it was something I needed to hear. Is the reason why I even joined this live, you know what I'm saying, from just seeing the title, and then hearing what you all had to say, like, man, don't fault me if we ever bump into each other in, for real, within the movements of how we all moving. And we be out there fighting one another, man, because I'm fighting, for peace and change and equal equality and co-parent together as one. Like that's what I'm on. But I wasn't thinking about like, executing or not, you know what I'm saying, or
I don't think
throwing
you're
people
fully
away
understanding what
because
we're
they don't
saying,
agree.
though.
They don't agree.
Well, I mean, so you. Hey, Grumpy, why don't you take this one?
We're saying that we're responsible for our own actions. So if we do something wrong, we're going to pay the consequences for those actions. It doesn't matter. Right. There's nothing after this life that we have to worry about in the way of punishment or reward, because to us, that does not exist. An afterlife is not there. And so we try to do what we can in this life and don't worry about trying to earn a reward or that we're going to get punished.
Right. I'm kind of I understand you guys. You know, you saying like
But yeah, but if
right.
but if I'm not going to be doing anything that would cause me to lose my autonomy, my freedom, my
See, but that's
ability
how far
to
my mind went
live
though.
around.
When you say no God and no devil, you know what I'm saying? Then you know there's no limit to nothing I could do. Like I could do any and everything that I really
Well,
want to. Now it's
there's
about
actually
me
limits.
gathering enough people of me on the same playing field, and we move in our belief. Like that's what I was getting out of what you were saying, far as no God and no devil, and you know, one do what one feel free to do, whatever that one feel, you know, want to do.
Well, so here's the thing, and it's mildly disturbing that you go directly to the extremism of if there is no God, there is no devil, then you are free to do those things that you mentioned. We still have to adhere to the law of the land. We still have laws. We still have, you know, things that we have to follow. You know, we can't just straight up throw every rule out of, you know, there's no rules, there is no act, you know, anything goes. It doesn't work that way.
I understand. I didn't mean to cut you off neither, but when you take God out of the equation, then law, well, even with God in the equation with me, you know, even with God in the equation or out of the equation, law period, you know, don't even apply to God at all. You know, no laws even apply to him. So with taking God, they're like, there is no God, God doesn't exist, then there is no laws. So this is all something that people, because man, I'm just like, dang man, I'm following something that a group of people put together, that this is nothing of a God that I always thought of. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay,
I was
got a
always
question for you
busy.
here. Have you ever heard of the Code of Hammurabi?
The code of what now?
Hammurabi.
No, I haven't.
Okay, that existed before the Bible existed. It was laws laid down by the ruler of the Sumerian people. Rules and laws are created by men. They're not created by a deity. And if you look at the Code of Hammurabi, it looks, you compare it to the Ten Commandments, there's a lot of correlation in them.
Have
Okay.
you ever heard of a thief? Have you ever heard of a thief will lose their arm if they steal?
Oh yeah, I heard of that. I heard of that saying.
Okay, that's Code of Hammurabi. That's one of the oldest laws, the oldest style of law. So you don't got to worry about God. You just got to worry about losing your arm, or being locked up, or having somebody else retaliate against you. There's still cause and effects.
Yeah, but look what I'm saying though, right? Like I hear y'all, right? But let me, you know what I'm saying, enlighten y'all a little more on what I'm actually trying to get out and what I'm really more so saying. Even though I know y'all hearing me, you know what I'm saying, like get me so far. I'm saying like I always thought that there was a God living amongst us, but none of us see him. But that God is the person that is at the top of the pyramid, you know, like that's running all of this.
If you need to have a God running the show, then please have a God running the show.
We're just giving our perspectives.
I don't need it.
Yeah, I know, man.
You by all means, whatever works for you. You know, you need a God.
What keeps you out of trouble.
Yes.
No. It ain't that I need no God. It's just that how I looked at life, like I was always presented. You know what I'm saying? From the out of the Quran and in the Bible and everything. You know, it's like. So I always thought that it was a deity at the top of the pyramid who, you know, did all of this, but all of it was a test to see who all of us, you know, all of us individually or who we truly are. But then God gave us, you know, put us out here in this world and throw a lot of tests at us to see if we was really strong enough, you know what I'm saying, to fight the battle, you know what I'm saying, to fight the temptations that life throws at us. You know, so I really been like not doing a lot of things in life. Like I had altercations in my life, in my mind, I think of, you know what I'm saying, some violent things, but I don't act them out because I'm like, dang, that ain't God. I'm being tested by God. You know what I'm saying? And if I pass away, I want to make sure I go to heaven. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a deity at the top of this who running all of this, and then you know he testing us all. You know, and that's how I was looking at it. But when you take that off the table, now I'm left with the look at, okay, it's groups of people against people. So now it makes me like, dang, okay, I need to find me a group of people that's on the same as me, and we fight back and take charge. You know, since there is no deity,
I think we're going to go ahead and
think about this. What if there is the God, and this whole live feed is a test for you of your faith, though?
Say that again, sir.
What if this whole live feed is just a test of your faith in God? So what we're telling you might not even be true.
I mean, that's true, you know. But if you trying to like go against what I got to say though, when I, you know, saying that there is a God, you leave my thoughts because it ain't it's something
it's very easy to argue if there's a God or not. But at the end of the day, it's whatever benefits you. And I hope whatever benefits you is what you stick with.
I mean, I was sticking with a deity being at the top of the pyramid, man. But listening to you guys talking about there is no God or no devil. So who running this? You know what I'm saying? Now it's like, okay, then who running this? Nobody. It's people are going against people. So I've been living my whole life thinking that God tested me, and it never was no God. You know what I'm saying? So like my whole life I've been living like, okay, God tested me, and I know when I pass, I want to make sure I go to heaven. You know, so I'm living my life in you know, to a certain liking it because I want to make sure I go to heaven. But if there is no deity at all alone, never nothing, none of that in the beginning of time or nothing. So who have I been?
Okay, Skeet, we're going to go ahead and move on. You just need to think about this for a little bit, I think.
I think
so,
you need a God. I think you need a God.
Yeah. But
well,
I'd like
that
to take another. I'm going to bring up Death Hippie.
We're out here single-handedly causing the apocalypse.
Yes.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you all doing?
We're doing fine.
Well, after that, I'm not so sure, but
Well,
that was something else. That was
accountability is everything, no matter what your faith is, in my opinion. And I really admire the Satanist view that you hold yourself accountable. And also the atheists tend to do that as well. So, and we may have, like I have different experiences than maybe a Satanist or an atheist, but we can respect each other and find our common grounds and live and let live.
Not always.
No, not always.
Well, I guess you're right about that. Sometimes people take it way too far, and you can't respect that. So,
if someone's ideas clash against me directly or limit my ability to live my life in any way, shape, or form, there is no common ground. There is my destruction of them to preserve myself.
well, that's natural law anyhow. So, I don't see how protecting yourself or those you love is a bad thing. And it's if you're in the United States, it's protected. So it's just all about how you think of things, I guess.
Well, in theory, it's protected.
Well, yes, that's true. We are losing our rights rapidly, I think. And I'm very worried about that.
You can't have rights if you never had. You can't lose rights if you never had them in the first place.
There's a really distance between the upper class and the lower class is getting so far apart that now it's creating a lot of chaos, and I'm afraid for what might happen in the future. And I hope that things go out well, but I'm afraid people will get desperate and start fighting amongst each other.
Well, that is why, as Satanists, we just live our lives to our best of our ability.
Well, I've known many Satanists, and I respect all of you. Even if I don't know you, I know about you, and I've studied extensively the different thoughts. And even though I don't agree with everything, I respect you all. And you're not much different than me, really, except for a couple of things that really don't matter in the end, as long as we allow each other to live peacefully, you know? But
Fair.
But I usually end up causing lives to go and dwindle to nothing because I don't cause a bunch of chaos, to be honest. So,
Well, if you have any questions, you have two Satanists here, both of different viewpoints on some things, but still following the Satanic philosophy. The floor is yours.
I actually I had a commune when I was like about 19 years old, and I invited a Satanist to live in my commune, and a Christian and an atheist. And I actually found that the Satanist was the more moral of all the people that I allowed to live there. They upheld they weren't the ones who were lying. They didn't steal. They were kind to me. They fed me when I was hungry sometimes. I loved them. And I still am friends with them, even though they changed their faith later in life. But at the time, they were definitely a Satanist. So
that's interesting.
Nora, are you asking us or the guest?
Oh, there's a question.
Yes.
Short answer, no. Long answer, kind of.
I was going to say, I kind of.
The only reason, we don't believe in the threefold rule of karma. We believe that, well, this would go into more so destruction rituals and more so in putting out energy to fulfill our desires. If somebody bested you and you wish to seek revenge from that, you would do the ritual, you would do the necessity, and then that energy would go out into the world, and then that energy would catch up to that person. So in a way, we would believe that we are karma, but we don't believe in like the threefold rule, because technically everything has a cause and reaction.
Yeah.
So if that answered the question, I hope.
We don't try to do things that are going to kick ourselves in the butt.
Right, but that wouldn't be karma, though. That would just be cause and effect.
Yeah. But that's why I think we're kind of saying, kind of. Hey, Rant B. Casey. Nice to see you.
Karma's
So is there anything else we can help you with there, Death Hippie, or any questions?
I just came up because somebody extended a live spot for me. No, not really. I kind of watch you guys, and I really enjoy what you do, and I enjoy listening to your points of view. And I hope you both have a wonderful night. So
you as well.
All right. Talk to you later.
You get questions that pop up now and then, Nora? I think we're going to be bringing up another person who doesn't have an argument against us. Hello, Disturbed
Hey.
I still love that name.
Disturbed Weeb.
Hi.
Hi.
So what's going on?
Not much. Just wanted to see how you guys are doing, and I had a couple questions.
Oh,
right.
Ask away.
So, like with the whole like karma thing, like you don't believe like if you do bad, something bad will happen to you.
Well, here's the thing. First, you have to define bad, and then you have to define how is it bad.
Mm-hmm.
And if what I'm doing is going to have a negative effect upon me.
Right.
Since we believe that all morals are subjective, doing something bad is very subjective, because someone could consider something that we do bad, but we may not consider that to be bad. Right. So no, it wouldn't be, if we're doing something quote unquote bad, it would come back to us. If we are doing something, we would strive not to do something that would have a negative impact on us, because self-preservation is the highest law. So if it goes against our self-preservation, our repercussion of that would be it harming us.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Yeah, I can. Because you said kinda, but then you were like, no, but then you were like, kinda. If that makes sense.
Yeah, so again, it goes back to when we would cause something to be directly affected from our actions, whether that be a ritual, whether that be even lesser magic, whether that be just us doing something, we are the one that's doing it, so we accept the consequences, whether those be positive or not. Couple of eggs in my fridge and eat them. And not, that's not a bad thing because I'm hungry, but the person that might look for eggs after me, and I didn't tell them, they may consider that bad. So it's not like I'm going to have bad karma come after me. I'm just going to have to go and replace the eggs.
Right. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm good. I'm glad that made sense, because even as I was saying that, I was like, good old McAllen's not exactly helping me with this one.
Yeah.
You're good. I'm horrible at explaining things, but like when people explain stuff to me, I understand it pretty quick.
Sorry, black item disappeared on black desk.
I just had that issue. I was looking for my black lighter, and it's on my bed, which has a black sheet.
I've lost many little objects that way too.
Do you have any more questions that I might try to answer? I'm sorry. Let Reaper answer that last one, but Reaper's a little bit better at handling that one than I am.
Not by much. Not by much.
So, were you into Satanism at a young age, or is it something that you had to educate yourself on as you grew up, and something that you got into, basically?
Personally, no. I didn't realize that I was even close to being a Satanist until about 3 years ago.
Right on.
And somebody said, read the Satanic Bible. Okay. And then it started clicking. But before that, I was trying to find God.
Mm-hmm.
Without taking the easy route to see if there is one.
Right.
That's dark.
At one point, I thought about that, but no.
What, for the purpose of discovering if there is one?
No, but other reasons.
Unrelated. Okay, so that would be a byproduct.
Yeah.
I was going to say, that you would have left the path of wisdom there, my friend.
I know. But anyway, no, I was raised devout Christian.
Yep, sounds good.
Yeah. All right. You want to play Russian roulette?
Dealer's choice.
Dealer's choice. I think we'll take Deirdre first.
I didn't even know I sent a request, you guys. I'm sorry.
Oh, you have my syndrome.
I'm so sorry. I think I did that when I sent you. I had like 20 tokens left in my thing, so I sent you a gift, and I think when I did that, I accidentally hit multi-guest. All
Oh,
right,
TikTok
bye.
changed their whole layout. Damn it.
Yeah, I think that's what it was too. I'm so sorry, guys. Go ahead and bring Nora. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine.
All right, I'm just listening.
All right.
All right.
So it
No,
was
not you, Deirdre. Other Deirdre. Oh, that's confusing.
Yes, it's going to be very confusing. I just
What are
realized that
the odds?
other
That
one
is
was
not a
here.
common name.
Yeah. So what's up,
Hello,
Nora?
Nora.
Oh, my hair is just all messed up.
Well, fix your damn hair. But what was this shit? You didn't want me to come up here or something?
No, it was Russian
No?
roulette on which one?
Russian roulette. I said dealer's
Oh.
choice.
Death match? Anyways, I'm just messing with you. So karma, what I know of karma, now I could have this wrong. What I know of karma is consequences in the next life. It's not consequences in this life. That's the real history behind karma. I believe that's Hindu, right? Hinduism.
I think it's Hindu.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where.
And
it
that's
stems
supposed
from,
to
yes.
happen after you die, like in the next life.
Right, because of reincarnation. Your reincarnation is also based
Right.
off of your life that you lived. If you lived a crappy life, you end up as like a dung beetle somewhere.
I just hope I'm not a roach, but I want to be like some middle-aged lady's Pomeranian. But anyways, what I kind of meant was not so much karma, but there's, well, we know you don't believe in the divine, but it's kind of like I guess in a way there is sort of a, whatever you want to call the word, consequences, karma, if you will, as the regular layman person knows it, because you have rewards and consequences. For every action there's a reaction, or for every cause there's an effect. And so I guess what I'm thinking of from a Satanist perspective would be, okay, I don't want to do this bad thing because there's going to be consequences, and that's counterproductive. It wouldn't work out for me. But you guys, like, have you ever had someone cut you off in traffic and then they get
I
pulled
live
over
in
by
New York, of course.
Well, wait, I'm not done. And then you see them get pulled over by the cops and you go, haha, karma. I mean, is that like
No.
is that like a thought process that you have, or?
No, usually if someone cuts me
No.
off, I'm following them wherever the hell they went.
No, but you know what I'm talking about. You'll see someone, they'll flip you off, and then they'll trip, fall on their face, and you go, haha, karma.
I think that's just a movie thing. I've never seen that actually happen, where someone does something and then immediately after they get something on them. I don't know.
I had that
The only
happen. I
thing that
had
I've
somebody.
had happen
I
is
had
when they
somebody
cut me
wrote.
off, is they try to get ahead of me and trying to get someplace faster than me, and they get to the stoplight before I do.
Yeah, but I wouldn't call that like karma. I
No,
would
but it's just
literally
like they're trying to get ahead of me and trying to dodge, especially those dodge and weavers. I'm like, you're not going to get there any faster than me.
See, here in Florida, we have people that do that, and they try to hurry up, and then they get to the red light, and then I pull up at like a couple seconds later, and I just look over at them and wink, like after they've cut me off, like, hello. You know what I did one time? I had somebody tailing me on the turnpike in Florida. That's what I don't know what you call it there, but there's a toll. And they kept tailing me, and they were driving like a freaking maniac. And when at the time it was 75 cents for everybody, so I paid the person's toll. And that seemed like I was trying to do the nice thing, but I was really just trying to screw with their head. And they're sitting there arguing with the toll person. I'm trying it off, and I can see them arguing with the toll person. Like, what do you mean this person paid my toll? I mean, they got off my ass, but it was funny.
Why would anyone argue about why their bill was paid?
Because he was sitting there
Exactly.
tailing me and weaving in and out of me and road raging with me. And then I paid his toll. It totally screwed with him. He wasn't expecting that, and it confused him.
See, that completely baffles my brain as a Satanist. because I consider that a waste of money and a waste of time to
It wasn't.
pay someone
wasn't.
else's way. It's rewarding his behavior, and
I
it's
just
an
wanted.
inconvenience to me.
No, I wanted him off my ass because I felt like I was gonna die. I was like, oh shit, and I have a bad temper, and I was like, I'm gonna do the opposite of what I want to do, and I'm really good at screwing with people's heads, and it did. It messed with his head. I didn't know. I just it blew his mind. He didn't know what to think of that, but it was it was funny. Like, are you gonna
Yeah,
yell at me because I paid your toll? Like, what are you gonna do? Nothing.
I couldn't imagine if I ever get to a toll and they go, oh yeah, the car in front of you just paid it. I'd be like, all right, cool, thanks, and kept going.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well,
I guess
this
I
person
could
was
see
obvious.
that as a good investment, but from a
I don't know if
satanic
he was
point of
arguing
view,
with the toll person, but he looked baffled because I drove away really slow to see what his reaction would be. And he was baffled and talking back and forth to the lady, and the lady just did a hand gesture like, just go.
Yeah.
yeah,
And I
still
told her,
weird.
I said, tell the
Your toll's
guy
been
I'm going to
paid,
pay
go.
his toll, and tell the guy I hope he has a nice day and that maybe he can stop road raging and maybe calm down a little bit.
Well, you see, if you had the person tell him something, you know. No, I wouldn't. If I was working in the toll booth, I'd just go, I'm just going to tell him to go.
Yeah. I'm
It
not
was
gonna
funny, though.
argue. I'm not gonna argue that someone paid my toll, and I'm not gonna be like, yeah, this person. I'm just gonna say, all right,
75.
cool, good, go.
It was worth the 75 cents just to see the look on the dude's face. Like, you would not expect that. I'm just random like that. I do random shit like that where, like, sometimes when you screw with someone's head in a nice way, like, what can they possibly fucking do? Nothing. Like, they're not going to tail you anymore. And if they do,
I
like,
don't think it would have been worth half a cup of coffee.
No.
it was for me.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny.
I mean, to
All
each
right, so
their
I
own. But you
think-
know what it is? Too?
I thought it
think
was hilarious.
I think it's an area thing too, because that doesn't happen in New York.
Yeah, but see, in Florida, when people are telling you like that, their next move is to take a gun out and shoot you. So I wanted him to calm down because it was literally scaring me. I was like, what the fuck is this dude doing? I'm like, well, maybe I just thought, like, randomly maybe if I pay his toll and tell him to have a nice day. Hope his day gets better. He'll get off my ass. But when I look back to see what his response was, just the look on his face was priceless. I thought it was funny.
There's a good question. What's the difference between paranormal and supernatural?
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure that one out too.
So I would say paranormal are things that is rooted in science and explanations and can be, looked at. I would say supernatural is more of the mythological stuff, more of the fantasy stuff. Like I would say paranormal would be stuff like the ghost hunters or the paranormal investigators that look at energy. They use science, they use math, they use, logic. Supernatural, I feel, is outside of the realm of logic. It is outside of the realm of the natural order.
My view of it is supernatural is, like you said, totally fantasy crap. But the paranormal is something we're trying to explain.
Well, paranormal could be a UFO. I mean, it's just something that can't be explained, and it's out of the ordinary.
Most UFOs,
it's out of the
Once
ordinary.
you call it a UFO, it's still identified. So
No, but the point is it's hard to explain, and they're using science to try to explain it, but it's stuff that's unusual activity. Supernatural is, like stuff that is hocus pocus, I guess, if you will.
let's see. Jan on YouTube is asking if I'm a wizard. I might be a wizard.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Dawn take you all and be stoned unto you. I could have a lot of fun on the YouTube side because I can use my voice mod.
Well, I'm gonna
All
get
right,
down so someone
all
else
right,
can
well,
come up. Unless you
thanks.
have questions
Thanks
for
for coming
me.
No, not really right now, Nora. I will tackle you later. No,
Hey-yo.
Do you want me to turn you into a frog or something? Like
she turned me into a newt, but I got better.
a newt? No, newts are cute. I'm gonna turn you into a frog. The kind that people and then feed you bad bugs. Anyways, have a good night.
Hi.
Well, how come I can never get down from here?
I know the difference. I know the difference between
the
paranormal
difference.
and supernatural by definition, anyways.
Hmm.
So paranormal is outside of this, is not scientifically explained, something that's not scientifically explained, but is believed to be able to eventually be scientifically explained. That's paranormal. Supernatural is the belief that it comes from basically from a deity or a demon or something that is like that. That comes at the afterlife and that sort of thing. So it has more of a religious or explanation, that sort of thing, or like an after death sort of thing outside the spiritual, in the spiritual realm. So that's the difference. Is paranormal, when you see paranormal investigations, it kind of makes sense because they're talking about that there's something that hasn't been scientifically proven, but can possibly be scientifically proven.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so now you guys know. You're welcome.
Thank you.
The stupid shit I know.
No, it's not stupid. It's just something that you're able to like, keep in your head better than I can keep stuff in my head. I've got too much crap in my head.
I always say that I have like random knowledge of nothing, like but like a master of master of nothing, and to just have random knowledge of things. That's just how I am. That might just be like autism, but but there you go. Okay, thanks guys.
No problem. Thank you.
No problem. And Disturbed Weeb, the only stupid question is that which is not asked.
As much as I argue that there are definitely stupid questions, there are only stupid people asking questions, which there in turn make a stupid question. But the question itself is not stupid.
Ouch. I'm trying to sort my way through that one.
Okay, you just threw me the fuck off because your circular screen for TikTok is there underneath this a little bit too.
Yeah, I noticed that it's a transparent.
Okay.
I just noticed that myself. I was like, why am I underneath?
Like, I was about to ask, what are you doing with your hand, boss? But
I don't know. That means I can't really hide the fact that I'm having a little bit more.
I am sticking to this glass. I also poured myself a double, but I am sticking to this glass.
Okay.
But your stuff's not even 80 proof anyway, so.
It's not?
No.
Well, gee, mini Christmas. It's only 66 proof.
Yep, which is why it cannot be considered a whiskey.
Oh, well, it's a...
liqueur.
What do they call it? Liqueur? Or a cordial.
I think liqueur sounds more... sounds better than cordial. Cordial reminds me of like a strawberry cordial that little kids drink.
This is for the answer question that's been asked over on YouTube. This is being simulcast on the Clock app as well as the Tube app.
How do you properly say Baphomet? I've noticed numerous people say it differently. Well, it's Baphomet, not Baphomet.
It's kind of like the whole question how you pronounce Alistair's last name. Call me Crowley if you think me Fowley. Call me Crowley if you think me Holy. I know it has nothing to do with anything, but it's one of the things I've always remembered.
I've always thought it was Crowley by the way that it's spoken.
Mm-hmm. But some people called him Crowley. But we won't get into the phonemic-chromatics.
Yeah. No problem. There's actually a meme done by Dr. Sheets, PhD in satanic memes about Baphomet. Because there's Baphomet and then there's Baphomet.
Oh, here's a good one for you. Aunt Jer just said there are no stupid questions, but there are a lot of inquisitive idiots.
I like it. I like it.
I don't know what I would do without Aunt Jer around to give me a good laugh.
Probably stay in Christianity.
Now that's a good laugh. All right. So has anybody else got any more questions, or should we go ahead and call it? It's an hour and 14 minutes into this. Or I could just restart and just have a little bit of fun.
I mean, we could restart this and just do a straight up fucking satanic background and we could have fun.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, go full
satanic background.
Go full on. Well, use the one that, remember the one you used that had all the attention that one time?
What was that one?
That was the one with the actual Baphomet. And it said, ask a Satanist. Lesser magic matters.
Let's see. It's not that one. It's not that one.
Speaking of fucking Crowley, why do you have that?
That was last week. Well,
No, the one that looks like the one that looks like your background, your tapestry.
Yeah, I will set that up here, and I'm gonna take about a 5-minute break while I set that up, and I'm gonna talk to the YouTube people a little bit.
That sounds good.
And I'll be back in 5.
All right.
I don't know where the unmute button is. I can never find the fucking unmute button. It's just, oh, am I still got my voice mod on? I probably still have my voice mod on, don't I? I'm in the cave. There we go. So, how y'all doing over here? Really appreciate you coming over here and visiting with us. We're going to go into kind of a quote-unquote after show here now on TikTok. Let me get something set up for the tickety talks. I don't know. TikTok is sometimes a pain in the ass, but it seems I get more views on TikTok than I do over here. But I know, filter it over here eventually, right? Right. So let's get this thing set up. Where is my Canva? There it is. Let's look at my past designs. So, has anybody over here got any questions for me? I might be able to answer. I watched a ghost hunt in Crowley's. Oh, really? That could have been interesting, Jen. I read about that a couple of times. Oh, I think I found one that I can use for the Ask a Satanist. Would you like to have God come back? We can have God come back for you. Dawn take you all and be stone unto you. That's the crazy type of stuff I'm up to. All right, so we're going to save this one. Download this one. We're just having a lot of fun here today. Why Grumps Grotto? Because Grotto used to be what they called the gathering of the Church of Satan when back in the 70s. And the grottos, I just love the idea of a grotto. You know what I mean? Grumpy means mad here. Yeah, I'm mad as a hatter. Because it takes me forever, Aunt Jared, to get a pack of cigarettes. You realize how hard it is to buy a pack of cigarettes when you're God? Just saying. Yeah. Let's see. Where's my little fun thing? This is the type of fun stuff that we get to do around here, you know. We're just going to go, where did it go? I've lost everything. I can't find jack shit. No smoking, only when you're on fire. Reminds me, I can do this a little bit more over here. God's teeth, I needed that.
A wizard is never late. I suppose you think that was terribly clever.
I really don't know what I'm doing. All right. About ready to go back on to Discord. I just need to see if I can find one more background that might potentially cause some sympathetic magic to occur. Oh, I forgot to download that as a freaking graphic. Download as a PNG. There we go. Doesn't work if you try to use that as a background if it's not a PNG. So, I don't know. Where is it?
You work for the devil.
I get that a lot. All right, let's see. Where is the other one? Where's the other one? It's around here someplace.
Here we go. That's the one he was wanting me to put up. Got it. All right, we're going to go back on to the other blah, blah, blah thing. And you have a cue? What's your cue? I'll try to answer it, Jan. Where's my thingy?
It's over here someplace.
No, Jan, it is a Hawaiian shirt. It's the wedding pattern, to be precise. Alrighty. I think we're ready to go back in. We'll get everything set up again. It takes a bit, I'm sorry. Is your missus a witch? No, I don't have a missus anymore. But yes, my ex is a witch. Literally, not figuratively. Well, thanks. I like my beard. So I'll go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby and have ourselves a snack. I do have that somewhere, but not loaded. All right. So give me just one moment. Where's my branding? Time for a wee bit of an intermission. Welcome. How we all doing? Get this thing. Welcome. We'll get this thing fixed. Ave Satanis. Ave Satanis. Oh, and I'm going to have to mute myself so I'm not being echoed. All right. Welcome.
There we go. What is Jesus to me? Jesus is nothing to me. How am I doing? I'm doing just fine. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Sure, you can ask me a question, Kale. Or Callan. All right. What is Jesus to you? Jesus is a deceased rabbi to me. The supposed founder of a church, but never intended to do anything but reform Judaism. That's my opinion. Yes, it did. Good. Whew. I thought I was going to have to hit the refresh on the other account.
All right, guys, make sure y'all are sharing this live feed. Make sure y'all are bringing this live feed to people that may have questions about Satanism, may have misconceptions about Satanism, or if you even just want to get some people in here to say that we're all going to hell, bring it.
So, what brought you to Satanism? Reading the Satanic by Satanist, that is. What's up, Jesus? J. Mike. I miss the old name. Oh, let's see. Now I'm going to have to keep an eye on the screen here so I can see what's going on. Gosh, I need to have the big screen. Anybody has any questions on Satanism or atheism for that matter? I'll try to answer questions on atheism. I'm not the greatest at that. Don't ask me anything about the Kalam. Don't ask me anything about the other freaking arguments. I'm not a philosopher.
Who is Satan? Satan is a descriptive title, meaning the adversary, the opposer, the accuser. It is in Hebrew, which is why Satan is, whenever is referenced, is referring to someone that is the adversary of God or Jesus or whatever. It is still just the adversary. It is a descriptive title.
Wesley, what are you on about? Satan has not spoken inside my brain, Wesley. Aunt Jer, if this is who I think it is, please take care of it.
Do you know who Madame Blavatsky was? Oh, Vince, that's you. She was what? Knights of the Golden Dawn?
No, was that the Church of Jesus Christ Scientists?
I thought that was a cult. I want to say she worked for Crowley, actually.
Yeah, but I think it was the Christian Science movement. I could be wrong. There's always one way to find out.
Well, Vince, to answer your question, apparently no, we don't.
I know who she is, but I can't remember which group she founded.
Yes, she is associated with Crowley. I want to say she was she's Knights of the Golden Dawn.
Madame Blavatsky was a Russian co-founder of the Theosophical Society. That's
right.
Okay. Theosophical.
Theo. Okay.
Yeah.
I knew it was something to do with Crowley because I know she got influence from him or worked with him.
And she influenced Ayn Rand a little bit too.
Do you believe in Satan? Do you believe in life after death? No, don't believe in a literal Satan. We are the adversary, so we are Satan. And we do not believe in life after death. Once it is death, that is it. Finito.
We are done with it. Once this life is done, it's over. No more. Night night. Oh.
Was the founder of Satanism believer of Jesus before? He was what? Roman Orthodox? I want to say, because I know he was in church watching men who came from the carnival,
I think so,
who lusted with women in the carnival sit with their wives in the church, and he saw the hypocrisy in that. So I want to say he was Orthodox. I don't remember exactly which version.
Which is a cult from Scotland, Jan? That would be over on the tubes. Yes, Disturbed Weep.
Okay, so these aren't my questions. I just saw my friend in the comments and they had a question that wasn't answered. Could you explain what Baphomet represents and like the hand gestures and stuff like that?
You want me to touch on it, or you got it?
I think you got it memorized more than I do. I'd have to pull up my cheat sheet.
Okay. So Baphomet is a Templar symbol that represents the balance of the world. So it is representation of man, woman, beast, light, dark. The fingers up and down is in reference to as above, so below, which is the duality and the balance, with I want to say the internal flame over the head, and normally depicted as with solve and coagulate on the arms, which is for alchemy to dissolve and solidify.
See, you get it memorized better than I do.
Awesome. Thank you for answering my question.
No problem. And apologize to your friend because I didn't get to that one. I was probably just about to, but...
You're good. I just didn't know how to explain it because she asked what are the hand gestures for, and I couldn't remember like what it was. And I'm like, I'm just gonna ask this question for them because I don't know how to explain it properly.
No problem. You did very right by asking.
Now I'm going to go ahead and answer the Jesus Freak 17. Could you be wrong about your beliefs? Are you open-minded? Oh,
Pascal's wager?
Yeah, I really don't like Pascal's wager because it's kind of been shown to be it doesn't matter which side of the argument you're on, you're going to lose either way. It doesn't matter to me whether I'm right or wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Doesn't matter because if I remember reading the scriptures correctly, that just means I'm dead, which is what I already am prepared for. Because people keep on forgetting that eternal damnation is an invention of Paradise Lost.
So my question to Jesus Freak 17, which wonderful name by the way, because that's not blatantly obvious, and I mean technically wouldn't that be somewhat blasphemous too? Are you open-minded or are you dead set in your ways? Because if you live your life following the letter of the Bible, which I'm sure you don't anyway, you are missing out on a lot of wonderful things in life. And what if you realize at the end of it there is nothing and you wasted your life? So for anyone that asks me, what if you're wrong? My question right back would be, what if you're wrong?
Reminder to my moderators, it's perma for the rest of the... Okay, mute them for the duration of the live. No banning, please.
You sure? Because blocking means they can't report. Banning, muting, they can still report.
Okay, block them. You can block them today, but I'll probably remove their block later.
Okay.
Because I like to have them be able to come back if they're going to be nice.
Well, I mean, the blatant preaching, they're not usually trying to be.
Movie The Devil's Advocate with Al Pacino is Paradise Lost. His character's name is John Miller.
Such a good movie. Such a good movie.
Good movie. Great movie. So never mind what I said. Block away. How do you join?
How do you join?
1,000.
You don't join.
If you want to talk to us about how you join, you got to have 1,000. But if you want to know how to join,
no, this is one of those.
My Venmos and my links. No, I don't have a Venmo in my links, so I can say that.
Nice.
All right.
Nice.
How do you join? You don't join. You either are a Satanist or you're not.
If you have to ask how to join, which means you haven't done the actual steps to learn about Satanism, then you're not going to.
If I am wrong, I'm totally open-minded. If I'm wrong, I'll be with you in the fertilizer pit. If you're wrong, then all right, you're gonna make me do it, aren't you?
Are you telling people how to become a Satanist? No, David, not at all.
Please, just if you want to be a Satanist, you probably aren't one.
I sold my soul patch to Satan in 2002. Soul patches ended, I think, in like 2000.
Well, long-haired hippie-looking freaks like me have been supposedly gone for a while, and then they're back. I don't know what it is. I've never been away from being a hippie. Where is it? Oh, yes. Sorry, I'm a little bit... I don't care if 66 proof doesn't do much to you, but it does to me.
I'm not saying that it doesn't do much. I'm saying it's not at the amount needed to be considered a whiskey. There's an actual baseline, and it has to be 80 proof to be whiskey.
Lo entiendo. All right, so Jesus Freak, look at Romans 6:23.
Asking how do I research? Well, look up Satanism by Anton Zander LaVey, and then do your research. First thing I'd recommend is buying a Satanic Bible.
But if you just want to do you ever recommend, are you still recommending to go to the website at all for anything?
I mean, yeah, you can go to churchofsatan.com and go breeze through that before purchasing the Bible.
Lincoln Reaper's profile, not mine.
Yeah, Link in my profile.
I'm not affiliated with them, and neither are you, right, Reaper?
No, I'm not. I'm not affiliated. I will just point people in the right direction.
Mm-hmm. So we're not spokespeople for any organization. We're independent.
We are also not proselytizing Satanism in any way, shape, or form. Simply just answering questions that people may have.
You can't become a member of Baphomet. Baphomet is not an organization. Sorry, I found that too funny.
I mean, maybe back in the day, the Knights Templar maybe might have had an organization, but yeah.
Oh,
probably.
That's the thing I'm missing.
Probably not.
Ah, crap.
You got a hole in the bottle of that bottle?
It's empty.
There's a hole in it. I am not pouring myself another thing like fucking Macallan. That went to my head, that double. Holy crap.
I wish I had some Macallan.
So tell me, is M wrong? Oof. The devil told you to fell, sorry for him, yes or not?
Okay. There is no devil, there is no God.
David, I don't think people even know how to type anymore, to be honest. So I don't expect them to research.
Mm-hmm. Call now for 1995 and you become an Oreo operator. They're standing by.
Yes, all
You
hail
started
the
something,
Oreo,
didn't
the
you?
official cookie of Satan.
All right,
All right, Pink Lady,
Rose,
I'm
are
happy
by
you think
chance-
God is real. Good for you. Stop
Are you
saying
by
it.
chance? Pink Pearls? I used to talk to. That last little bit always has extra cinnamon. Now my eyes are watering.
Romans 6:23 says God will serve us from wages. Reaper 3:16 says you're gone.
No, I was the one who suggested reading that.
Oh shit! All right.
For the wages of sin is death, but the gift of God is eternal life. So with Pascal's Rager, if I'm wrong, I'm going to be no longer existing. If you're right, I'm no longer going to be existing. It's the same answer. So there's no winning situation for me. Well, it's a winning situation for me because there's no change. So therefore, Pascal's wager is defeated by Romans 6:23.
The Star Mooncat 77. There is only Satanism. What happens after death? Nothing. Your body decays and rots. Worm food.
The worms crawl in, the worms crawl out. They play tiddlywinks upon your snout.
You get one good dream, and then that's it. Why is that strange? Well, so Luciferians are Luciferians. They're not Satanists.
And I get into too much trouble if I talk about Luciferians.
If we speak about Luciferians, one may appear.
Oh, can we say it? Does it happen if we say it 3 times? Lucifer, Lucifer, Lucifer. Damn. Didn't work.
Control most of the legions on the planet, and you tell me they not real. What are you even saying, my dude?
Yeah.
How long have I been a Satanist? I've been a Satanist my entire life. I just didn't know I was a Satanist my entire life until I read the Satanic Bible. So I want to touch on something though. Why is it that people find without an afterlife hard to imagine? Like, why does there have to be an afterlife? Is that because of indoctrination? Is that because of there needs to be a comfort for them because they haven't embraced their life?
Well, primarily it is through indoctrination. People are not satisfied with the fact that we only have one life to live, and once that's over with, there's nothing after that. We may be remembered by 2-3 generations, and then we'll be forgotten. We'll just be a name on a family tree. People need to have the comfort of knowing that they might be able to see somebody that they lost in another life. They need to have the comfort of maybe this is not all there is. Maybe I have a reward. It's all about comfort and perspective. For me, I don't need that perspective. I don't need to be promised reward or damnation. I'm happy with what I'm doing in this life. I don't see why I need to struggle for another life.
I think because, again, people are so focused on there's an afterlife. They're not living in the present. They're not living their life. I mean, so I brought up this to someone the other day, and I was talking about, imagine you have a death date. You can die before that death date, but you have a known death date.
Yeah.
Your life would change 100% because you know how much time you have left. So you would want to live every day like it's your last, and you would make your life worth living. And I think that's what, as Satanists, because we don't have an expectation or belief of an afterlife, we consider our death date could be any time in the future.
Mm-hmm.
So we live for the now. We make every moment count now.
And we live just to enjoy. I'm personally trying to enjoy life for the last second,
Yeah.
And it's the older I get, the harder it is to think that way, but I'm still enjoying it.
Yeah, no, I understand 100%. And Pink Lady Rose, I understand it's hard for you to think that way. Because you haven't, not everyone not everyone thinks that way. And that's okay. Just like everyone is not meant to be Satanists. Not everyone, is meant to understand Satanism. Not everyone is, going to align with Satanism. That's the great thing about us. We can, all have different beliefs, all different ideologies, all different perspectives on life.
Huh.
I mean, it's a crazy concept. So when we say certain things, this is from our perspective. We're not saying.
I'm crying right now. I had 5 live invites to this guy that looks like Jesus. Like he literally looks like Jesus, and apparently everybody is inviting everybody to his live chat. He doesn't speak English, but I'm just I'm crying, you guys. It was the funniest thing. I had to share it with you. He looks just like Jesus.
Okay.
Sorry, it was just really funny. Yes.
Yeah,
but I mean,
that's the problem though. If he's
yes,
able, that takes it all away.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for pointing that out. Now I feel like a shit. But keeping it real. Thanks for keeping it real.
If you're talking, if we're looking like, let's see, what was his name there? Obi-Wan, young Obi-Wan. What is it? The other one? I can't remember.
Oh, Ian McGregor.
I think his name was something like that. What was his name? have to look at my TikTok. Anyways, it's hilarious. Like, you guys have no idea. He's gonna get casted for the next movie. Like, I'm telling you.
James Giant Pratches, I think you're right. And you need to change your name.
Yeah, so
How many days
Pink
you got
Lady
left?
Rose, we don't believe that anything exists after our death. It is the eternal rest. It is
All right,
the
guys. Thank you.
end of the line after your labors. All right, bye.
Do svidania.
And Star Mooncat, Satanists, we don't believe in spirits, or we're not spiritual.
Definitely not spiritual.
In fact, Satan represents vital existence instead of spiritual pipe dreams from our philosophy.
Sounds like a fun thing right now. Let's see if we can stir up any people. Satan represents indulgence instead of abstinence. Satan represents vital existence instead of spiritual pipe dreams. Satan represents undefiled wisdom instead of hypocritical self-deceit. Satan represents kindness to those who deserve it instead of love wasted on ingrates. Satan represents vengeance instead of turning the other cheek. I hate turning the other cheek.
Rather smash them on theirs.
Satan represents responsibility to the responsible instead of concerns for psychic vampires. And if you don't know what a psychic vampire is, hold your questions.
I don't know that.
I know you don't. Shut up, Alexa. I just summoned Alexa. What the hell? Satan represents man as just another animal, sometimes better, more often worse than those that walk on all fours, who, because of his divine spiritual and intellectual development, has become the most vicious animal of them all. Satan represents all of the so-called sins, as they all lead to physical, mental, and emotional gratification. Satan has been the best friend the church has ever had, as he has kept it in business all these eons.
We're not even doing years. We're going eons.
Eons.
Oh, and Al DH502, who said you're a total different kind of Satanist. Your sigil is literally from wish.com. You're not even using the proper sigil.
Although it looks like the one that I adapted with the Atheist A inside of it as well.
Well, I mean, considering the fact that literally just reads gibberish.
Oh, they got the Hebrew in the wrong positions?
No,
Okay.
they got the wrong letter.
No, we don't go just by what Anton believed. We use Anton LaVey's writings as a guideline. It's not set in stone, in my opinion.
No, Anton's words are not law. I should say LaVey's words are not law. I did not know LaVey, so I'm not going to use him as a friend. LaVey's words are not law. LaVey codified Satanism. There are many other ideologies associated inside Satanism, but you still follow the foundation of what Satanism is.
So guys don't tap into any mystical powers. I don't know if guys do tap into mystical powers.
I mean, I
personally don't.
Well, I do.
I am a god. So At least according to the last never mind.
I mean, instead of hearing "Oh God, oh God, oh God," I hear "Oh Reaper, oh Reaper, oh Reaper."
What's the difference between Satanism and atheism? Atheism is the answer to one question and one question alone. Does a God exist? The answer to that from an atheist perspective is no. Satanism has something added into it. It's called a way of life and a philosophy. Atheism is just that one little thing.
I have Anton LaVey Bible myself. I just don't agree with everything in it.
Neither do I.
That's okay. But you also haven't done enough research into any form of Satanism or occult to know that your sigil's completely wrong. Why do they say that Satan is evil? So the reason why people say that Satan is evil, because Satan is the adversary. And when I say Satan is the adversary, it is a descriptive title, meaning the adversary, literally in Hebrew. So anyone that is considered an adversary to some may be considered evil. But again, evil and good are subjective to the individual and to the situation. We take up the role of adversary.
I'm just going to interject that because people don't understand in the Judaic Christian mythology what Satan was in the myth. They go with what the New Testament has converted it into, which is something totally different than what the Jewish people, from what I understand, you might have learned something else the other night, Reaper.
We didn't really touch on that last night.
Okay. Might have to touch on that with him sometime.
What makes me right? The fact that your sigil is literally the incorrect one that means gibberish from wish.com. That's how I know. So unless you willingly decided to use the gibberish symbol, which means I would question you more so, because willful ignorance versus ignorance is, slight difference. And it would also double down on the fact that you are not a Satanist, because the first satanic sin is stupidity. And having the incorrect sigil from wish.com as your profile picture is pretty stupid.
Let's see.
Well, Alibaba was the original before wish.com.
Oh, man, I miss Alibaba.
I don't.
I know. I got tricked into getting an SD drive that wasn't an SD drive, but 3 SD cards wired in sequence. I'm kidding. I didn't get tricked. Metal clips.
No. I'll wager that that's not even the Satanic Bible, because the fucking sigil of Baphomet on the Satanic Bible is the right one.
So,
I mean, I'm willing you got your Satanic Bible from Lucian Greaves.
Oh. Now that's a low blow. Even for you. Oh, sorry. I'll shut up.
I'm sorry. When someone literally has the wrong sigil of Baphomet on.
Actually, Satanist, and I wasn't trying to.
Satanist is a webpage.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's actually endorsed by the Church of Satan. That's even worse.
The question I've Did you realize that there's a Kindle version now of the Satanic Bible?
Yes, but it's incorrect, apparently, according to Chaotic.
It is? What's wrong?
It's missing stuff.
Ah, crap. Did they put the PDF version up?
He emailed administration and asked, and he hasn't gotten anything back from them, letting them know that it was incomplete or whatever.
What's up, Spooky?
I've been doing some things, jumping around, and I jump in. That was like the perfect timing. When I first jumped in, I heard, "You got your Satanic Bible from Lucian Greaves." Oh my god, that was epic.
I mean, I'm sorry, when someone literally has the incorrect Wish.com sigil of Baphomet as their profile picture and is basically saying that there's different Satanists, and then asks me, then tells me, and what makes you right just because you say you don't know me? Because you're wrong.
Wow.
Got your fucking Bible from Lucian Greaves at that point.
That was great. Like this person, Jesus Freak.
Jesus Freak, I unblocked you and unmuted you, and you come in with that bullshit?
Yeah.
Negative points for doing the lowercase uppercase for Satanist and Satan too.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm a little spicy tonight. I had a double of scotch, so.
Honestly, when you're not,
I finished off a fifth.
It's starting to hit.
And it's starting to hit.
Show me the way to go home. Boom, boom. I'm tired and I want to go to bed.
Need to stay up till 4 o'clock.
I can't go to bed. I need to stay up till 4 o'clock.
Go and it got right to my head.
This is going to be fun. I got to stay up until 4 p.m.
4 p.m.?
Yes.
Oof. Got anything for new people to
Thank you
know?
for creeping up my night, and Jesus be with you.
Ask. Ask and ye shall receive. What do you want to know? We may have answers. You're never going to know unless you ask.
I'm not standing up for the next 10 minutes.
Oh, I'm not standing up anytime soon. I'm in bed now. I'm not even in my chair. I'm not. This is not being a thing.
same. I'm laying in bed, just chilling.
God, anything for new people to know. Okay, where am I at now? Oh yeah, here we are.
We're all the way back down.
I'm sorry.
I don't think there's been anything else since then. Do you have anything on YouTube?
Oh, somebody's coming in.
Oh, okay.
And welcome back, Deidre.
There we go.
Hey, I'm somehow pushing the button.
It's a party in here. Come on.
I'll party.
Fuck.
I'm sorry, like somewhat dancing. I'm like, wait, I'm not on camera, so I'm not dancing.
I can't drink anymore. I don't know if it's like related or not, but like when I got off your chat,
no more drinking. No more drinking.
I
for
like
you.
had more wine, and because my buzz wasn't away and I wasn't happy about it. And then this morning, right when I woke up, I had like 2 seizures in a row, and I don't know if it's related or not. It may not be. I don't know how alcohol could trigger that, but maybe.
Well, yeah. Let's stay away from the alcohol.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say no. And then when I told my nurse this morning when she came for the infusion, she was like, "Yeah, don't do that."
Yeah, let's not do that.
but
Let
it
me
was
see if
fun.
anybody's awake over in YouTube.
How are
I
you,
just
Unholy
played
Spooky?
I am just fine and dandy. Laying in bed.
all the hosts.
Yeah.
The host is accursed. Oh,
That's a new
dear,
one.
I'm accursed.
I've never heard a cursed as a host before.
I am totally accursed.
Eddie, all right. Dude, 1, 2, 3.
Bring the throw. Actually,
Oh, this is a curse.
Spooky, are you able to navigate the app better than I can at the moment?
I can.
Yeah. What's up?
Thank you.
Get him. Get him.
Holy fucking what? How in the hell did this happen tonight? This usually happens with PBR.
Want to learn more?
I haven't had anything to eat. That's the problem.
Well, that is fucking.
Keeping it
Well, if
old
it isn't
school
the fucking
classy.
actions of your, if it's not the actions of your decision, whatever the fuck. Leilu9 says, "I want to learn more." What do you want to learn?
It's like an open-ended thing. Ask an actual question. What do you want to learn?
I'm better than Satan. Yeshua is stronger than Satan. Okay.
The problem with you guys, I just
This
don't
Jesus
understand
Frank, I
why
have no
someone
problem
would
with you
want this.
guys.
I
I
don't
just don't understand why.
okay.
So Satan.
Jesus Freak 17.
Uh-oh, the temple.
Jesus Freak 10:7. I do not serve Satan. Satan is a title. Devil is a title. Lucifer is actually the misnomer of a king of Babylon. And if you think Satan exists, good for you. I don't think Satan exists, except for maybe I am a Satan, but not the Satan, according to what you think.
Ooh. Satanic Temple are not Satanists. We are not affiliated with Satanism.
I guess.
Do you guys ever get so sick of having to say that?
No.
No.
When it comes to correcting misinformation about TST, no. Satanist, by definition, is someone who adheres to the Satanic philosophy set forth by Anton Xander LaVey in 1966.
So you guys, Stay Ready has been getting bullied by the Christians. He's been being mass reported on all of his counts. It's really crappy.
Ready, stay ready.
Ready, stay ready.
Send an see if you can get onto my Discord channel, and I'll give you a link to something of accounts you need to block.
Queen Elizabeth, there is no free will.
Nope.
Okay. This is why I think that the 7 tenets of the Satanic Temple is bunk. Number 7. Every tenet is a guiding principle designed to inspire nobility in action and thought. The spirit of compassion, wisdom, and justice should always prevail over the written or spoken word. Therefore, they're saying even the 7 tenets are moot because wisdom, compassion, and justice should prevail over anything written. So they're already saying their 7 tenets are bunk.
So you okay, so your decisions, your will, for instance, is controlled by your knowledge, and you're not freely doing anything. You do not have free will. Your free will is already predetermined by previous experiences.
Hey, Grumpy, he says he can't find your server.
Should be a link in my bio.
Do people have the right to do whatever they want, as long as they are not infringing directly upon anybody else?
Do you believe you're a moist robot? No, but I believe I'm a meat popsicle.
So sick. Really?
Myself,
Oh
my
so
God.
No, I'm referencing Fifth Element.
Oh,
Oh,
Do you identify yourself as human, sir? I identify as a meat popsicle.
everyone is free to do what they want, but there are consequences for everything. They're not free to do so, though.
If that link's
I
not
would like to
working,
explain. I like to do the ice cream comparison when talking about free will.
The ice cream comparison. I've never heard that.
So Todd is gonna ice and shoot on the.
In a way. All
Oh man, I wish I had my
Satin is itchy. Satin is really good for your hair. Do any of you guys have a satin pillow?
I have a satin pillow, I have satin sheets, I have satin bathrobe, and I have satin boxers.
Ooh, you fancy.
Like I said, hail satin.
Oh, it's nice to know that one came through. Feck, I'm sloshed.
Silk is just too expensive.
Oh. I wonder what my boss would say if I'd call in and say, dude, I'm not coming in today. I'm too freaking...
What time do you have to be at work?
8 a.m. So in about
Grumpy.
5 hours and 45 minutes.
Grumpy, you might want to take a nap.
You need to take a nap.
No.
All right, responsibility to the responsible.
Grumpy,
So
I'm
what-
concerned. You're older. No, I don't mean that rude. No, I don't mean that rude. I just that you.
What'd you say? What'd you say? What'd you?
I said you're older. I didn't mean that in a rude way. You just need you're like.
Well, fun fact: as you get older, you don't need as much sleep.
Yeah.
Well, but if you drink and don't get sleep, it can really hurt your body.
Yeah, but he's a professional at this point.
I
Are you
I woke.
professional?
I slept from 5 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Okay.
minus
Okay.
bathroom trips.
Okay.
Hey,
Okay. That's different.
hey,
If that's
Grumpy.
TMI, I'm sorry.
It's
What were you saying there?
I have
I
no
was
filter
just.
Sorry, Spooky.
sometimes. Sorry.
It's
Spooky.
okay.
What were you saying, Spooky? Tell me.
I was just gonna ask: is that Jesus person? Is he like off limits or something? Because he's kind of like bugging. I was just
I
curious.
I already muted and blocked him, and then Grumpy was like, no, I wanted him to say that, so I brought him back, and the first thing he says is fucking insults to Satan.
Well,
when
he
I brought
keeps
him
on
back.
posting the same stuff with all caps, and so I was just like, I'm not sure.
Spooky.
Except for
You don't
Satan,
have to
because
believe in God either, but death is heading for you. Death is heading for
Feel free.
everybody. Everybody's going to die. Newsflash.
the Satanic Bible
1969
was
by
published
Anton.
in 1969 by Anton LaVey. It's really just a gimmicky thing, Satanism. Well, at least you have your information right, but
And is it
every
gimmicky?
religion is gimmicky.
Everything. We just admit that, most of us are ready to admit that it is kind of a slight gimmick.
Optic. That's the Lima.
Oh, and then he goes with "Do what thou wilt." Well, I thought you knew this stuff. We have our resident Thalemist expert over here.
I know a lot, you guys. So does
Do
Grumpy.
what thou wilt
I have
shall
like
be the whole
5
of the law.
freaking Aleister Crowley books. I'm pretty embarrassed. Doesn't everybody kind of go through a Crowley stage, or am I the only one?
I think everybody goes through a Crowley stage, yes.
I never did.
But the Bible is true after. Well, here's a news flash. The Bible wasn't finished until. It wasn't compiled until about 600 years? No.
I thought it was 300
years. Yeah, 350 years after the death of, who's got their TV going?
Hold on. Sorry, guys. It's just a minute. Okay, I'll mute it. Sorry.
Thank you. It's a cult from Scott. Nobody's said anything over on the other one since 1:30 a.m. or 2:30 a.m. your time. Optic. All right, where is it? I have a question. Why take the losing team? I didn't pick any teams. The teams don't exist. There's no supernatural teams to contend with. So, what's your point?
I mean, technically, if we're going to go by supernatural teams, then it would be the Norse pantheon versus the Greek pantheon versus the Roman pantheon versus the dude in a bathrobe. Like, I don't know. I think my money's going to be on one of the one of the big guys.
Oh dear. The
Angels and
troll just
Demons
added
of
to
its
their
sons.
Snapchat. Why can't I get... Okay, I'm going to send him a message going, if your ass is up, why aren't you in here harassing me?
Someone just
This
said,
is why
"Hey,
I don't...
Joel."
This is why I don't consume adult beverages, Reaper.
That is all on you. That sounds like a you problem. That is
so hard.
That is a responsibility to the responsible. And what do you mean this is why you don't consume adult beverages? You consume adult beverages every other time you're fucking doing a live feed.
That's the last.
Since your birthday?
No live feed. Yes.
Because I remember that fucking birthday.
All right, we're gonna get some more water here.
Pitcher of alcohol.
No, that's
No
water.
water.
Okay. I thought it was. I was
No, this
so
is
worried
agua.
about you. Okay, I was like, holy shit.
Can you imagine if that was straight fucking vodka?
I'm like, okay, you know what? I know that we said that it's your own business, but I'm gonna have to say something if that's a pitcher of vodka. I cannot let that happen.
All right, one more up in the box just because I'm feeling froggy.
Frog.
Grumpy,
What's up?
how are you, Grumpy?
I'm doing just fine.
How are you?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm fine
This voice
too.
sounds familiar.
I am Morgan from Kenya.
Hey,
Okay,
Morgan,
what's up?
are you in a bus?
I'm here now. I need to know some things here.
Are you in a
Okay.
bus?
What question
Okay.
you got?
Deirdre,
Hey,
And if this turns out to be Kenny, I'm gonna kick
I
you in
need
the
to know
face.
one thing.
yes.
Just
Yes.
Grabby, tell us. Grabby, tell us.
Yes. Tell us what.
How can this one assist? I need to be assisted in this Satanist.
It's not Kenny. I checked.
No, Kenny's
Okay.
live arguing about the damn Little Mermaid.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So what was your question? I did not quite catch that.
Grabby,
Yes, Morgan.
I needed to be helped.
Okay, you need help.
How can I register?
Huh?
What?
Okay?
Hey?
I need to do
What?
registration.
I can't say anything. I was using fucking Dollar Tree funds really here.
I don't know what he's saying.
My
I
dude,
can't understand.
what
I'm sorry.
what are you trying to get into?
I swear these cats, they do it on purpose. They look at me and
Deirdre,
then they don't tell me.
Yes?
Sorry.
Yeah, no,
No. Okay.
we're just
No,
not
can't
doing that.
understand.
And he
Oh,
wanted to be
it's
cheated.
about that time, Grumpy. That's why you're reaching all the those areas.
My name sister, she's very good at hearing what we can't hear.
All I hear is
Hello.
people yelling in your background.
Hello. What's up?
How you guys doing?
Good. How are
Doing
you?
just fine.
I'm doing good. My question is there anybody that also has like an idea of maybe when it said in the Bible that Satan was here to corrupt, was maybe giving humanity a lightweight into what truly was going on?
Can you give me a reference for that?
Like, okay, in the beginning of the Bible, it states that
Okay, that you're talking about the serpent in the Garden of Eden.
yeah.
There's nothing that states that is Satan.
I didn't really get into it much. I just was getting into a talk with a friend of mine. He'd stated it. I just wanted to see if anybody else had a thought on that.
Well, if you want to know anything, my personal opinion of the serpent in the Garden of Eden is more of a Prometheus figure. Prometheus gave human beings fire. That gave us access to knowledge. Thing or a good thing. And who lied there? Did God lie? Because God said, if you eat of the fruit of the tree of knowledge knowledge of good and evil, you shall surely die. On that day you shall die, is what it says.
Okay.
Does that make any sense?
Yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah. That makes sense a lot to me. You know what I mean? I was just wanted to get somebody who could clarify that out for me. You know what I mean?
Well, don't take my word for it, because that's just my opinion.
Okay.
But that knows exactly what was meant when it was written.
I mean, shit, if somebody was alive. I'm saying if somebody was still alive to this day, I'd ask them right where that fountain of youth is.
I don't even know.
Right.
Some,
The point being, though, is that terms change, meanings change. So what was written in the Bible is not to be taken literally. It's all just metaphors, allegories.
Optic, I'll get to you in a moment.
It's not about actual, like, literal definitions of things. So that's why whenever anyone uses, they make a claim and then they use the Bible as the source of that claim. It's really just source is trust me, bro, because there is no actual other evidence besides the Bible.
Right. That's what I tell a lot of people that try to use Bible as sourcing, is the fact that you really can't use anything in there as a credible source of information because, like you said, nobody can prove that it happened.
It's an agnostic thought. I've heard that before, that people believe that.
But I'd like to address the Optic real quick. Sorry, I'm going to address Optic real quick before I forget about this.
Mm-hmm.
If you really look at the book of Job, you'll notice that Job 1 verse 6 says, in the there was a meeting in heaven of the gods. I'm roughly translating this. Don't ask me to freaking quote it verbatim right now. I can't. But Satan was amongst them and said, "Hey, yo, God, look at this guy, your buddy over here, Job. He's not going to ever do anything. Can I tempt him?" That is where the book of Job is showing that, in my opinion, that Satan is God. Sorry about that.
I feel that one entirely with what you said with that, because why else would God have let Satan do that?
Yeah, I didn't want Optic to leave before I was able to.
Well, you mind if I chime in on that for a second there, Grumpy?
Hey, thank you for having me on. I'm going to get off. I'm really tired. I'm slurring my words. Thank you, everyone.
All right, good night. Get some rest.
Well, you're slurring your words.
Good night. You don't even notice because you and Reaper, I could. Yeah. Bye. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye. So if you look at that story in the book of Job, it even says in the beginning, it says in that story, it talks about how Satan was brought to him, and it says God said to Satan, "Where have you been?" He goes, "I've been to and fro on the earth." And so Satan didn't even brought up Job in the first place. God looked at Satan and said, "Well, have you considered my servant Job?" Yeah. So it wasn't even.
Hey, check out my buddy Job, man. Check out my man.
Yeah. So Satan didn't even say, "Well, let me attack this person. It was God who was like, "Have you thought about my servant Job?" And Satan was just like, Satan said, "Well, of course." Basically, it was like, "Of course he's going to serve you because you protect him, and everything,
All
because
right,
you
you
have
can do everything, but
guard
don't
around
kill
him."
him.
Yeah, and so that's when God said, "Well, how about this? I'll let you do all this. Just don't kill him and test him, and I'll prove to you that he's my servant." So it goes to show that out of the story, God is the mob hitman saying, "Hey, go attack this person, kill his family, kill his crops, kill his animals, and everything that he has, and I'll prove to you that he is my servant." So what happens is Satan doesn't even come to him. He was brought there. He didn't even mention anything about Job. God mentioned Job, and then God said,
Okay,
"Go
yeah,
do
yeah.
this." So yeah.
That's a good point. I never thought of it from that perspective. Also, Grumpy.
Yes.
I did end up following you, man. You seem like a really chill person, and I respect everything that you're talking about, bro.
All right, thanks for the follow. I
Yeah,
appreciate
no
it.
problem, man. But I'm gonna jump up here myself. I'm just gonna go chill the rest of the night. Thank you for allowing me to come on here, and thank you for answering my question.
Hey, no problem.
Take care. Thank you for being respectful, and thank you for the question.
Oh yeah.
All right, I'm gonna take. Oh gosh, somebody else just asked for. No, it wasn't you. I'm saying, oh gosh.
No, I'm just coming in. I was scrolling down and I heard you guys talking about Job, and that interpretation that he just gave was completely wrong. It's not
Oh,
the
really?
way. Yeah, completely wrong.
How is it wrong? How's it wrong?
First and foremost, the question that God asked Satan, God doesn't have to ask Satan anything because he knows everything. Satan was prowling around Job's property looking for a way in. That's why.
Dude came in aggressive off the jump.
I would
Baptist.
I would ask it, can Satan do anything without God's command? So y'all worship Satan or what?
No.
What's going on in here?
Yeah, just a bunch of Satan worshipers in here.
Actually, I worship Satan's left butt cheek.
I'm not taking
I
the
don't
right
like
ones.
anything.
Nope, that's
good.
You came completely wrong.
Me. And what's good about
That's all. The book of
this
this person's.
J Mike. I am a little bit.
Spooky's like, screw you guys. I'm going home.
What's up, J Mike? Hope you're doing well, man.
What was that?
Weren't you going to explain what you were trying to say?
Oh, sorry. No, I walked away from my phone. I didn't hear it. Sorry about that. No, I was just going to read the passage where he just talked about, straight from the Bible, it just talks about how he says he was roaming to and fro on earth. It had nothing. He didn't say the Bible didn't say anything about he was roaming on Job's property. Even in the study Bible version, what I was reading, in the context, it doesn't talk about him roaming on Job's property. That's all. I just want to make that clear. That's all. Sorry. My Bible study. I know my Bible study.
How dare you?
This came out.
All right, Reaper, if you want to run like the blazes away from me right now, I don't mind.
Okay, so let's go through some of these questions in here if there's anything. Stephanie says, "Hope you're good, lads." We're doing pretty all right, actually. Not too bad. Someone says, "Then why he get nailed to a cross? He dead." You ain't wrong. Do you possess a relic, gem, or some sort of artifact that you are proud of and can show to us? That is an interesting request, and I'm personally going to reject that request because
I am too.
That just
but not
% of historian scholars existed.
Can you
A
please,
dude with the name of Jesus, which wasn't even his name, probably existed, but to do all the miracles and such, I'm highly, highly doubting. And as somebody explained last night in my live feed, if Jesus did exist nowadays, he would be probably stoned and quote unquote canceled because of his viewpoints that were actually very anti-establishment, control, which is what a lot of Christians want to use their religion for.
Hey, J Mike.
Yo.
I was saying, does Jesus exist? Right there.
Does Jesus exist? So I actually have like a really good take, or not. I don't think a good take. I mean, according to me, I think it's a good take. But so like, I don't think the evidence is very good. There's not any contemporary evidence, obviously. So there's no like first century. But I'm willing to grant a lot more than I think most atheists will. So I'll grant Jesus existed. I'll grant he was betrayed by one of his disciples, namely Judas Iscariot. I'll grant the crucifixion. I'll even grant, in some arguments, resurrection, because I don't think resurrection entails Christianity is true, and I just have philosophical arguments on like why I think that's
we'll
the case.
Need to discuss that sometime, J Mike.
Well, yeah, I do that as just the sake of the argument, where I'm just like, I don't get it. Okay, Jesus resurrected. Why is that mean Christianity is true? I don't get it. But that's a whole separate point. I think it's better to concede that Jesus existed, because when you place Jesus in his historical context, he's an apocalyptic preacher who has a very specific message, which is that the kingdom of heaven is going to be established on earth during the disciples' lifetime. And so for me, I think you can run a really easy deductive argument based on that, on why Christianity is false. And it's going to take the form of what's called the modus tollens. It's just like an inference rule. It's used in logic. So it's just going to be, the first premise is going to be, if Christianity is true, then then the kingdom of heaven would have been established on earth during the disciples' lifetime. I think you can look at Mark 9:1 and several other passages to confirm that.
Yeah.
Which are going to reflect our earliest manuscripts. Premise 2, it is not the case that the kingdom of heaven was established on earth during the disciples' lifetime. Conclusion: Christianity is false. And so I think if you just look at scholarship,
right?
Huh? I'm sorry.
You know how I feel about P1, P2, then C.
Well, so I was going to say, it's going to depend on your background. I think there's multiple reasons to think Christianity is false, depending. But like my thing is like, if we go with like Bart Ehrman's kind of, scholarship,
Bart, please.
Well, but if we go in that context of an apocalyptic preacher, then the argument to me succeeds, because that's like, to me, maybe from your view, that might be a more conservative view. but you still can generate a conclusion where the religion's false based on what's being preached as an apocalyptic message that doesn't actually obtain.
I've actually become a partial mythicist.
I mean, I'm fine with it. I don't think the evidence is great. It just, I think there's arguments on either side.
I think that a rabbi named Joshua did exist and was trying to reform Judaism. But as far as the supernatural crap, no.
Well, no, okay, I'm sorry. You're making a distinction between a historical Jesus as like an apocalyptic preacher that wasn't divine, and it was just full of other Jewish apocalyptic preachers, which was very common. So like, for example, I think Apollonius of Tyana, worshiper of the pagan gods, lived around about the same time of Jesus.
Yes.
Right. His life and teachings were recorded by Philostratus, I think.
I can't remember which one,
but regardless, there's a lot of parallels, right? And so, if you accept that view, then that historical account, like, I'm okay with accepting. Based on certain historical criterions like dissimilarity or multiple attestation, but I just more or less just grant that. If you're talking about like a historical Jesus with divinity, like, no, clearly that's false.
No, that was come up with those different councils. Last one, I can't remember what year it was, but yeah. And forgive me, Mike, I'm a bit tonight.
You're good. Hey, if it drops out, it's just because my phone's not charging for some. Like, I have it charged, but it's like at 3%, and it's not going up. I don't think it's going down, but I'm just pointing that out.
Oh, and I just want to say one thing before anything else happens. I've really missed you, bro. I really.
Oh, I've missed you too, man. Yeah, I'm trying to get back on the TikToks. I've just been lazy.
Dude, I don't care about the TikToks. Just DM me on Snap sometime.
Yeah, I'm horrible at all that. Like admittedly, I get in my own zones. I just kind of I'm very introverted in my personal life. That's for sure.
Music that you've been sharing there, it's really good.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Music. But I do really mean it, man. I miss you.
I miss you too, man. I appreciate that. I can tell you really feel that. I mean, even if sauced up or not sauced up, I mean, I know how long we go back. I mean, we found each other in our infancy on the platform. So there's a lot of groundedness there.
Yeah, we just can't. You're a little bit too philosophical for me. You know how I'm just like belly button gazing. Not for me.
I've never gotten that. Grumpy, I've never gotten that criticism from anybody in my life. No one's ever said that to me. I've never heard that before. I don't read like half the atheist experience comments and read, I like J-Mike, but I wish he would just like, dumb it down. I've never read that before, ever in my life.
Ember used to be No Hair Mama Bear.
Of course, yeah.
They still talk about you. They still talk about you. Say, you got any questions, you're a good person to go to. So, good on you.
I might not be able to intelligibly respond the way that I.
Yeah, but you dumb it down enough that most of us can understand it.
Well, it's not that. It's just that I get. So my problem. It's not like a dumbing down notion. It's just that I think there's certain language. So like, okay, let me put it this way. My view is that a lot of Christians who try to act like they care about their position, they cling to philosophy, right? And understanding a lot of the nomenclature that's involved there. If say, for example, they render some type of like modal ontological argument, right? For me, it's really good to know what like garbage they're talking about, because you can use
Yes,
it against them, and like they don't in almost every case for theism, like the arguments they give has some type of theological cost or some like really horrible outcome that you can tease out. And so I get lost in that rather than the typical type of I would say like the less niche type of arguments that like 80% of Christians aren't going to go to philosophy, but the 20% that are like what I would call more educated and are trying to defend their beliefs, they like cling to that. And I've just found it's useful.
Well, J Mike, thanks for taking my invite up here. I know you didn't ask to come up, but I really appreciate you, bro. I miss you.
I like Bob Dylan.
What's up, John?
He asked if you like Bob Dylan. I said, I like Bob Dylan.
Oh, do I like Bob Dylan? I like his music, but Ozzy on a bender.
So who is the goat in the Knights Templar symbol, depicting balance of the world of light, dark, male, female, beast, up, down, the representation of as above, so below, the internal flame burning. So yeah, it's not a goat. It's just the head of a goat and the legs of a goat.
I don't have any comment on Andrew Tate. And is this D&D talk? No, this is not D&D talk. If you want D&D talk, please do a search for that. But if you want to know anything about any of my campaigns, I don't allow psionics in mine, so go away. What's up, John?
Not
Sorry.
a lot. Not a lot.
Sorry,
Just a new as well.
I've known J Mike for about favorite people.
Satanists can't be Masons because we don't believe in a higher power.
See, I can't even talk.
Yeah, you need to. Yeah, before it starts getting bad, we're under 100 people right now, so now would be a good time.
But thank you all for coming. I'm going to try and do something a little more structured tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night's my night.
I don't know what topic. Tomorrow's your night, but I still do things.
Oh, okay.
I'll come in with you.
Tomorrow night at midnight
for
Eastern is the Ask a Satanist, and I'm gonna do that for probably only like 3 hours.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to do mine a little bit earlier in the evening to do a little bit of just putting something out there on my channel on the other stream.
So, okay. Sounds good.
But thank you for being a guest on here. I appreciate it. Reaper, John the Anabaptist, thank you for joining me. All the other people who joined me tonight, thank you. Your questions were good. Some of them. And I'm
always
too inebriated to not be honest.
Aunt Chair, thank you. I'm a little inebriated too. So, thank you all for coming. Appreciate it. I'll probably edit this portion out of the stream. Let me shut off this banner. Thank you for coming. We'll be back next week with another Ask a Satanist, and I will be sober. This will be a better thing. So I don't want to pull off an Oz thing. Did I say that out loud? Anyway, thank you for coming. Have a good night. And Ave Satanas. Hail Satan, hail thyself. My headphones go. I can never find my headphones at the end of this.
Take care. Good night.
Ay, 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 ay. Pardon me.